Not near Mynd. Says he likes my style. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Since the beginning of all comic books, creators have been mistreated. Ask for better pay, only to be told,
No.
Then, something happened that brought all media together. The internet brings comic fans around the world into one comic community. We support the just pay and recognition of these comic creators' comic fam. Because comics are for everyone. It's 10 p.m. Eastern, live from the United States to Australia. This is the Not Near Mint Show. A weekly YouTube show about comic books.
Welcome to Not Near Mint, everybody. It is episode 123. It is December the 22nd. It is the second to last episode of the year. So we're going to be doing the best of comic books 2021. We have a couple special guests. Let's bring everybody in. Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Yo, what is up?
Hello.
So how are y'all doing on this fine new Comic Book Wednesday today?
I cannot complain.
Good.
It's a waste of energy.
A long day, but got some nice comics.
So I know it was a bit of a heavy week. I'm kind of hoping that next week is going to be just a little bit less, because behind me is everything I got today. And our shop wound up getting a little bit less of the independents. Hopefully they'll come in next week. And I'm really hoping next week is going to be a little bit smaller. But I don't know. You guys want to jump right into the topic of the best comic books of 2021?
Yeah.
Sure, let's do it.
Yeah.
So we have some special guests. Welcome back first, Derek Crow. How you doing, my man?
I'm doing great. Really excited to be here. It was a lot of fun last time I was here.
Well, this time we get to talk about all our favorite stuff that came out over the course of a year. So I think I'm going to be a little bit excited too. That, and I've got a crap ton of books and a few back issues, and we want to talk about all of it tonight, right?
Let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
I know
All
I
right.
do.
Michael, you are very well known. People might not recognize the face, but why don't you tell everybody who you are?
I'm Michael Eamon from the chat, and Ace was nice enough to invite me here. I apologize ahead of time because I'm not collecting floppies as much. I'm more graphic novels, so you can make fun of me for my picks later on, but I'll keep it the graphic novel selection current.
But dude, look at that background there.
You know what I'm saying?
Bunch of old people stuff.
Fantastic Four. That is beautiful.
And we also would like
Called
everybody to
refined
know.
taste.
Oh, very much so. And today, while Lady Fantastic is not joining us tonight, she did wind up picking up tonight a first appearance of the Thunderbolts. So hopefully next episode we'll get to see that.
Nice.
So who wants to go first? Their top 3 comic books of 2021. You can give your runners up, and we'll go around the room and find out what everybody thought of the comics that came out so far this past year.
So how are we doing this? Are we just showing our top 3, or are we going around, everybody shows their top number 3? How are we doing this?
I think we can go around and start doing the top 3 that way. I mean, I did not wind up pulling the books, and one of those books is something I'm still waiting to come in the mail. He was a guest on our show earlier this year. He was Philip Miara, and he did a book called Crackle, Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3, coming out very shortly. This was a sublime piece of art and storytelling from a young author that is only going to grow and get better with age. And for that, he is my number 3 comic. And you're going to wind up seeing tonight that I wound up picking a lot of independent comic books. But overall, that is my number 3. I have quite a lot of runner-ups, and some of them are Marvel or DC. Who wants to go next? Is their number 3?
I'll go. My number 3 is a graphic novel called The Unfinished Corner. It's from Walt's children's line called Wonderbound. And
That
it is
cover
like,
is clean.
oh, it's so pretty. And the art inside, fantastic.
Oh yeah, that's great.
And it is the most Jewish thing I've ever read in my life. And I love it. That's it. That's all I gotta say.
All right. How about you? You want to go next there?
Yeah, I'll go next. I'll do a
Go for it.
screen share here. Hold on.
Because as you bring up this screen share, I'll bring that up so you can talk about it, and the audience will see.
If it'll let me, that is. It's not letting me allow it. Allow StreamYard to see your screen. No, I don't want to block.
Welcome to Not Near Mint, where we go off the rails.
Yeah, I apologize for this.
Oh, it's all good.
We call this every day, every episode.
Yeah, it's not letting me share screen, but it's a comic called Sweet Paprika by Mark Gundolf.
Hold on.
Go for it.
There we go.
Yes,
Here,
that.
I got you. Oh, is it me?
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay, so this is.
Apologize for that.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. There he is.
I apologize for that. My computer's
No, it's
being
all
dumb.
good.
Yes, Sweet Paprika by Merck Gandolfo. It's her latest creator-owned series, and she's done A Natural Mercy. She's currently doing Superman versus Lobo with Tim Seeley and
He's
Sarah
doing
Beatty.
that?
Yeah,
It's so good. I just started reading that.
and it's based off of a character named Sweet Paprika, who she's been drawing for years now. Just it was sort of her thing. She, to my knowledge, originally hadn't had plans to have published adventures of this character, but over time, her illustrations of the character, along with Sweet Paprika's partner Dill, became very popular. I would always love when she would post up new illustrations of them. And I think it was last year, she announced that in Italy and America, they would start publishing this limited series. And it's set in this world where angels and demons coexist together. She's a demon, Dill is an angel, and it's sort of like their interpersonal and sexual hijinks that happen throughout the book. And it's a whole lot of fun. It's very funny, very endearing, and I've been really enjoying it. I actually picked up the last issue today at my comic shop, so I'm excited to read that.
Oh, perfect. So let's jump on over to Michael. What did you think of the last year, and what's your number 3?
Well, since I pick up graphic novels, these are not new, but they're new graphic novels. I don't know if this is backwards or not, or you can see Shazam. So this is volume 3 of a 3-volume series. So it's the old 1970, maybe early 1980 Shazam, and it went on from Shazam into World's Finest. And it has the writing of E. Nelson Bridwell and the art of Don Newton. And I just really love that kind of throwback to just fun adventures. And while I like some of the early adventures of Shazam, especially with one of my favorite artists, Kurt Schaffenberger, a very clean art, Don Newton, I think, really hit his stride in this. And Nelson Bridwell loves the character. He loves the folklore of the character and DC Comics and the history, and he really hit his stride when he did the World Series adventures, and that's all captured in this collection. So yeah, throw back to my childhood and remembering those issues, and again, I love it, the fact it's a collected format. DC is a little sporadic with their collected editions, but they actually went to the end for this one, all 3 volumes. So I was actually happy about that. So it's a full collection on my shelf.
Nice. So is there anybody else that we missed on number 3, or are we ready to go number 2?
I don't have to go number 2 right now, but maybe later.
Good point.
Did Mindshift do as number 3? You're muted.
I was saying, don't forget about me.
Oh wait, no, I'm not muted. I'm just an idiot.
I'm just gonna be real. Like this was hard. I have a lot in my runner-up pile. So amazingly enough, no Marvel made it into this in my top 3, but a DC book did. This was probably hands down. I'm not a big DC fan, but this is probably my favorite story. I couldn't find my issue 1, but I found my issue 2. But Far Sector, hands down, was probably one of my favorite reads. Young lady is basically at the edge of the universe doing a job for a planet where everybody is like non-violent, so she's basically just bored. And then after 500 years, the first murder happens, and so she's basically goes down this rabbit hole of trying to solve the mystery of what's who's causing these murders to happen. And it's really great. I love their development. But yeah, it's just really interesting story. Like nobody, the beings on this planet is like three races, and they all have like these emotion inhibitors that basically cuts off all their emotions, so the society can live in peace. But they basically don't have any emotions at all. So it's a great read. If you can find it in trade, like find it and read it and enjoy it. Like.
Well, who is the murderer? Tell me.
Oh, you gotta read it to find out.
Did it finish up this year, or are they going to be doing a sequel?
They're almost done. It's just issue number 12, I believe. That's all the last one we need.
Oh, do you know who the murderer is yet?
I have my suspicion.
I ask because I have the whole series. I've only read the first 3.
Need to read it, bro. That's good.
I'll get to it, I promise. So here we're coming up to number 2, the best comic book of 2021, and I'll go first again. My number 2 was Vinyl. This was a book that came out earlier this year, 5-issue series, and every issue it did not let down. Vinyl's one of those series that it might have started out where you just expect a bunch of serial killers, and it becomes very nuanced. You wind up having this character that is a serial killer, and he has dementia. And the only way that he's capable of performing his task as a serial killer is to play music. And with music, he's able to remember he's himself again. And it gave similar vibes to God Country by Donny Cates. So this is a writing team and artist team that I am looking forward to in the future for all of their future work. That's my number 2, Vinyl.
I really like that premise.
Yeah. I need to read the mountains, but I just recently picked up the first 3 issues.
So who wants to go next? Number 2, Derek?
Yeah, so mine's actually, I genuinely wish I could screen share, and I don't know why it's not letting me. Because this one, it's actually a pair of books, but they go together. That's why I put them together. They're called Sleepy Child and That Child by Shinosuke Saito, and it's a very small press. It's a very small press manga by published by Glacier Bay Books, and they're both very short. There's actually a third and a fourth book as well, but I haven't read those. But they're about these ephemeral experiences by this young, like, anthropomorphic wolf boy who is very sleepy, and whenever he sleeps, he dreams, and very interesting things happen during that time. And one, he meets a mysterious figure, and another, he has a sort of like interpersonal. They play out an interpersonal connection with a grandparent that he recently lost, and they're both wonderful, and the art style is so unique and gorgeous, and I just wish I could show you guys the covers for those.
Yeah, I gotta check that out.
All right, moving along to Michael, your number 2, 2021.
Okay, so this came out earlier than 2021, but I only got it in 2021, so it totally counts. This is Bowie by Steve Horton and Michael Allred. And not only do I love Bowie, I'm not like a super Bowie fan, like I don't know all the words to all his songs, but I really like the idea of Bowie, and he hasn't really been covered in the media as much as per se like a Beatles or the Rolling Stones. So it was a really interesting take on him, and just a nice little overview of his life. And again, Michael Allred is just one of those amazing artists, so unique, so amazing. Every age to me could be framed. And it's just an interesting overview and look over the life of a very interesting man. So it was a really great and fun read for me. And it's one of those reads that makes you want to learn more about the person too. I love when I read something and it sparks my interest to want to read more and find more books about the subject.
That's always a great way to put it. Now let's go on over to Ace, number 2. Uh-oh, we don't have sound.
All right. Well, my number 2 is a manga called My Alcoholic Escape from Reality. The author, Nagata Kambi, I think. She wrote a series called My Lesbian Experience of Loneliness that got very popular. And after that, she had a mental breakdown. And this is about that. And it deals with her chronic illnesses and her mental health and alcoholism, and it is amazing. And
that's something that I've been putting on my list. I really want to be reading that one.
Yes.
For reasons.
Yep, reasons.
Comics on the Mind, you about ready on your number 2, or are you still pulling the book? Or
no, I have my book. My number 2 was definitely tied with my number 1, but my number 1 has to be number 1. But this was a great read. Like I grew up in a household where there was 2 things that we watched: sci-fi and horror. I watched a lot of horror, and Maniac of New York was it was beautifully done to like just a homage to like horror fans, honestly, like, you know, those 80s horrors. And it was just great, like this maniac, and it's just going around New York. Everybody knows about it. There's a police like department that's dedicated to controlling this, and no one can control this. So I definitely love this series, and I still need to read the new one that just came out. It's on my pool. So much to catch up on, but yeah, this was great.
Yeah, the new series is pretty good. It's only 2 issues long, and I'm wondering how they're going to wrap it up so quickly. Or
yeah,
new mini series every couple months. I don't know.
I don't know. We'll see.
It's a great comic.
And the art is even better.
Comics on the Mind, 2 picks, 2 murderers.
I did. There's one is solving and one is, well, they're both trying to solve a mystery. One is supernatural and one is just, you know, good old detective work.
All right, so here we are coming up on our number 1 best comic book of 2020. And in the chat, we wound up having, let's see, it was Chillmonger saying, we're going to wind up hearing a bunch of indie comics tonight. And you know what? You're right. There's a lot of indie comics that came out this year that were just better than what a lot of Marvel and DC was putting out, which isn't to say that Marvel and DC was putting out bad stuff. It's just when it comes to indie, you have more stake in it if you're winding up making more money or if you own the property yourself.
Well, indie comics also allow for more exploration in stories.
Absolutely. You
Not
don't
to
wind
say
up
DC or
having.
Marvel's ever bad. I got most of my pull list today was Marvel and DC. It's just you get more variety with indie.
That's what I would say. That's why my number one comic book of 2021 would absolutely be, without a doubt, Stray Dogs. This comic book series this year, they're coming out with a new issue number 1. It's a sequel, or not sequel, it's a prequel series that's going to come out to this particular series. Now, this is a story of a bunch of dogs that have an owner that's a serial killer. And this particular serial killer treats his dogs pretty well, as long as they follow the rules. And this new dog was just brought home, and dogs only have a memory of about maybe a week. So bit by bit, as time goes on, this dog is forgetting the fact that they were kidnapped, their owner was murdered, and it's a big whodunit. It's told in a way that it's similar to All Dogs Go to Heaven. It's brilliantly told. It's nuanced. The ending, they stick the landing. And that was the great thing about all these top 3 books this year. Each and every one was able to end it well. And some of them were able to create sequel or prequel series like Maniac of New York. But for me, this just hit all the marks this year. Stray Dogs is my absolute number 1 this year.
I see the rolling theme for top comics this year was trauma.
We are not near mint.
Yeah.
Would stray goldfishes even be shorter memory and they'd forget even quicker? Like, that's the sequel right there.
I love that idea. Please write it.
Absolutely.
No, they just get high a lot and they have short-term memory loss.
All right, Air Spider, guess what? You now have a wrench. Thank you so much, sir. All right, so number 1, we're going to jump on over to Derek. What is your number 1 comic of 2021?
Well, I mentioned the creators a little bit ago, but one of my favorite comics, bar none, and has been a delight all year long, is Money Shot by Tim Seeley, Sarah Beatty.
Yes, I love it.
Art originally by Rebecca Isaacs, but the more recent run has been by Caroline Lane. Both are amazing. Great consistent art throughout this whole series. And if you don't know what Money Shot is, it's about a team of scientists who explore the cosmos and have sex on camera with alien species. And there's more hijinks than that to it. And there's a lot of character and a lot of interpersonal relationships that are just written so well. It's very funny, but very endearing as well. And I really enjoy it so much. It's such a consistently great series.
Yeah, I totally agree. I'm surprised I looked over that one. I love that series.
All right, we're going to move over to Michael, your number 1.
Well, I'm going to switch my number 1 because I feel like there wasn't enough killing. Shazam doesn't kill enough. And Bowie surprisingly did not kill a lot either, according to
Allegedly.
Although he sold the Earth, that was pretty dumb of him.
History may learn his secrets yet.
The next album. So I'm switching my number 1 quickly so I don't feel left out. Who killed Jimmy Olsen?
No!
Yeah, that won an Eisner this year.
Did it?
Really?
Yes, it did.
So I'm going out on a limb. Like, me and this Mr. Eisner are the only 2 people on the planet who like this book. So, yeah, I know, again, it's an old book, so people can mock me. I'm a newbie. That's what I said. But, again, I only got it this year, and I fell in love with it because I love comedy. And you talk about sticking the landing. It's hard to stick comedy in general, but to do it in literature form, even harder. What you think in your head is funny doesn't always translate. And this, after some confusing starts, you have to roll with it, but the comedy works, the story works. There is an overall arc, and there is a satisfying ending, because at first I was worried it would just be kind of chaos and craziness, but I ended up loving it. Matt Fraction's not always on with his humor, but he nailed it here. And Steve Lieber's art is just so beautiful. I really love simple lines, and he really captured it. So yeah, this is one that's going to stick with me for a long time. And there's killings. Well, not really, but close enough.
All right. So we'll move on over to Comics on the Mind, your number one 2021.
I think you kind of already know what my number one is. You know, we're great minds
Does it involve
usually
killing?
think alike. Yeah, it does actually.
Does it involve trauma?
Mine's is exactly the same as Rob. I know it's boring, but Stray Dogs. I also enjoyed this series. Just the concept of like, you know, these dogs trying to solve the murder of their, you know, their owners, essentially finding out that their owner, their new owner now is the murderer of their, you know, their previous owner. So I loved it. I love the style. I love the artwork. I can't wait until this is on the big screen. So yeah, this is definitely my number one.
It's a great pick for number one.
It is.
Now, when you have the people in the chat that might say, you know, Marvel DC all the way, there was nothing else out there like Stray Dogs this year until Stray Dogs. And then since then, we've seen Animal Castle, which I don't know if this was piggybacking off of that, but it's another animal book told through the perspective of animals. So we're starting a new trend now this year.
Is this where we say we three did it first?
We three, Grant Morrison did do it first, but the funny animals from the 1930s.
And animals are 2 times as hard to draw for Rob Liefeld because 2 times as many legs. So think about that.
And figuring out the feet.
Sorry, problem.
So now that we got through our top 3 favorite,
I didn't get it. I didn't get my
Oh,
last
you
one.
didn't?
No. Can you share the screen? Thank you.
I can share the screen once you bring it up.
Oh,
It should be up. Or not. Hold on. Try again.
It was up.
Could you share my screen from your side?
Maybe.
There we go.
All right. The first time I talked about this on the show, I cried because I love it so much. I'm gonna cry again because I still love it. Forget Me Not. It's about a girl that comes out and she's a lesbian, and her grandma is like going insane in a nursing home and doesn't want to fucking be there because she's miserable. And so she like helps her escape, and they go on an adventure, and it's so good and wholesome and sad and heartbreaking. It gave me all the feels possible. I love it. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking about it before I cry. You're muted.
Well, I just lost that joke. So I'm guessing is what you're saying is you liked it.
It was okay.
It was okay.
It was okay.
All right, so we went through our top 3, and some people were saying, including, let's see, Air Spider was saying Animals Castle, that is a reprint series, but Jamie was saying that he was a little surprised that this year no one picked A Nice House on the Lake. Great story. It's halfway through. I love this series. I don't know where it's headed, which is always one of my favorite things about a comic book. But it's still early, and I want to see how it lands.
I would put that at my number 5.
I haven't read it yet. I have the second print of number 1, so I'm gonna read that this weekend.
I mean, Department of Truth was also fantastic this year. I know a lot of people were kind of turned off by that whole Bigfoot out in the woods, let's tell really long, just prose storyline. I want to see artwork. It's like, assholes, you were also complaining about said artwork. What do you want? It's a great story. And about 2 issues ago, we finally found out who the big bad of the series is. It's fantastic. But again, it's not over yet, and I want to see how it ends. Once something ends, I can put it into a quantifiable, like number 1, number 2, number 3.
Yeah,
But
I get
Moon
that.
Knight, Moon Knight this year by Jed Mckay has been stellar. It is everything I wanted in a Moon Knight comic book. But again, until he finishes the series, like Donny Cates, he did a good job with Venom, but I'm not going to really remember most of it. So that wasn't even going to come anywhere close to my top 10 this year. Thor, not going to come anywhere close to my top 10 this year. I don't know, what all do you have for some of your runners up?
I need a list. So, Abbott 1973, the sequel to Abbott from Boom. Fantastic. Because I know no other words except for fantastic and good.
Awesome.
I have a lot.
Radical.
Human Remains from Vault. Oh my god. Have
Yes,
you
they
all
are
read
all
that?
indies too.
Have any of y'all read Human Remains?
Not yet, but I do.
I haven't
have
read
the
that
first
one.
issue.
Okay, so if you express any emotions outwardly, there's these monsters that will just like find you and kill you instantly. Kind of like A Quiet Place, but like
which is great.
But like with emotions. Killer. Luna and Porcelain by Maria Louvet because it's Maria Louvet. Witchblood from Vault was really good. Shadecraft.
Yeah, Shadecraft.
Scout's Honor. Scout's Honor was great.
Oh, David Pepos. That would probably be my number 5 this year.
That's in my. That's in my. That's definitely in my my runners up.
And it ended well, and I'm not seeing a sequel series in that. If there is, it's going to be with other characters. Ooh, there you go.
And then Fletcher Cross, The Multiverse Awaits was pretty good.
I appreciate it.
Okay, I'm done talking.
That means someone else can talk.
Hopefully one day everyone else will be able to appreciate Fletcher Cross, The Multiverse Awaits. For one, anyone who doesn't know, that was a Kickstarter I ran earlier this year. Was not successful, but we are going to try again next year. We're putting plans together for that.
We'll have you back on the show again when you have the next Kickstarter for that to try and make sure that everybody winds up getting funded this year. And we had a lot of guests that were on this year. And at the end of the show, I want to make sure that we thank everybody. It's going to sound like the Oscars. So is there anybody else that wants to talk about any of the runner-ups that were...
Yeah. You
okay,
want to go my shift real quick?
No, go ahead, Derek. Go ahead.
Okay. I have a couple. One is Gigante by Hiroya Oku. It's another manga series. He's best known for Gantz and Inuyashiki.
I love Gantz.
I've actually recently finished reading Gantz. It was okay. But I know a lot of people love it. But Gigante, I'm madly in love with. It's so entertaining. It's about an adult idol who is accidentally given futuristic powers, or given powers to become a giantess, and she ends up going up against different colossal creatures who are being created by this mysterious organization that set up a website to allow people to vote on what creature they want to in the world, and when that wins a vote, it is created, and then this woman ends up fighting it, and it's been an incredible series, and I've been really enjoying it a lot. And it's almost near its end, and I'm really hoping they can stick the landing. And then yeah,
I was laughing at the comment, my bad.
And then another one is another manga This actually was published in 2018, but I read it. I say that it's from 1978. Was finally published in English in 2018. I read it for the first time this year. It's called Claudine by Ryoko Ikeda, and who's the creator of another very influential shoujo series called Rose of Versailles. And it's about a trans man named Claude who was born Claudine, and he lives in Victorian times, Victorian time period, and their sort of struggle through life, loving women and getting into these relationships, and it's very nuanced, and it handles the subject material very well, I think, especially for the time that it was originally published. Ryoko really feels like they understand how to approach this subject material, and it is a bit depressing, but it is a wonderful story at the same time, and I really, really enjoyed it.
Depressing around here, that is our middle name. Some of our favorite stories are that. So do we have anybody else that wants to talk about any of the runners-up of your favorite stories this year?
Yeah, I'll go. I have a bunch. So, because we had to choose only 3, but these are all like the ones that they would have been in my top like 10 for sure. But I love this story, Inkblot. If you don't know this is awesome story. Each story is like almost can almost be like its own story itself, but it's basically this little interdimensional kitty that's like magic and can just warp reality and basically just traveling the multiverse, like fucking with people and also like helping them at the same time. It's sweet, and it's a great story. Next up, Nottingham. This was great. This whole is just a dark version of like Robin Hood. Looking at Robin Hood from a very like murderous like standpoint. It's great. I loved it.
Man, I remember the episode you pulled out that first issue, first print.
Oh yeah, I still have that. I can't find it. It's like in another box. I just didn't feel like pulling it out.
We all collectively lost our shit going, you got that? And then you proceeded to go along and get the rest of the bad idea books and everything that none of us could get.
Because y'all told me to get it. And I was like, I assumed you guys would get it. But
and you did.
Ultraman. This was great. I fell in love with this series. Anything to do with like fighting kaijus, like sign me up. I don't know if this is the end of 2020 or the beginning of 2021, but Nottingham Dead was a great another horror story. Guy is murdered. Well, he's killed and then comes back to life and has like these ghosts that he uses, like this comedian ghost in his body, basically, that makes him funnier. But it's like living off his essence. So he's like alive, but not. It's so good. It's one of those horror stories where there's no happy ending. Like it's not a happy ending.
Oh, so that's just life.
Yeah. Not the best cover, but I love this story, Orcs. It's a story about like from the perspective of like orcs who are known as like these little monsters that are like picked off by other heroes, but the hero now are the orcs. So you just basically follow a family of orcs that get kicked out of their their little cluster of orcs in the cave, and they have to go out and like survive. And it's like there's this elderly woman who is this character right here who is telling a story within a story to the children orcs, and basically one of the main characters some of the main characters are like those characters from that story. It's so good. I love it. And also Sweet Paprika is on mine too. I love this story.
It's so good.
It's so good. And then of course Scout's Honor. I love this story. This is a really great story. I cried at the end. Yeah, it was good. So those are my runner-ups that I wish were in my top 3.
I love every story that you can wind up crying in. In fact,
Scout's Honor is definitely my top 5 for sure.
Well, just the other night there was a movie that Ace and I wound up watching. It's on Netflix. It's called Mixtape, and if you want to cry,
Mixtape.
The whole movie. It's a feel-good movie, but it's one of my favorite of the year.
Feel-good movies are always the ones that make you cry the most.
Yep.
Everything makes me
It's
cry.
rare
I
that
cried
we
at
don't
the end
get
of Hawkeye.
Was that a good ending? I haven't watched it yet. It's a good ending?
It's good. I love it.
Yeah, it had a pretty good ending. It was in my top 5 of MCU this year. So
nice.
Now, it was a good ending, but that after credit sequence, I could have.
Oh my God, no!
I don't want to spoil anything for anybody out there that hasn't watched it yet. But that's 4 minutes of my life I'm never going to get back. But
I will tell you now,
I
it's
can
one of
do
those
this
things
all day.
where I've heard so many people say they want to see that.
No.
I want to see it.
And then as soon as we saw it, everyone's like, "Nah, I don't know if I want to now."
No, I want to. Okay, it has. There are Broadway people that were in there that I love.
Yeah, they are real they are actual Broadway people.
They hired real Broadway actors.
No, it sounded real. It was done really well. Like, don't get me wrong.
Spoilers: Broadway's involved.
All right. So, is there anybody else that wants to talk about any of the runner-ups, or are we ready for some comic book therapy with the new books that came out this week?
Yes.
I think I'm good to go on.
All right, here we go. Some comic book therapy.
I'm going to get what I want.
Christ.
Comic books. Comic books. Comic books.
Oh my God.
Comic books.
Let's get some
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 Comic books.
All right. So, what'd y'all pick up this week? I know that Ace, you didn't get a chance to hit the comic book shop this week, but you did pick up some back issues.
I got a couple things.
Holy crap!
A couple, you say? 1 or 2? That's almost like any of the attorneys going, "Hey, you got a lot of comics back there." 1 or 2. So we have our special guests here, Derek Chow, along with Michael Eamon. Would either of you gentlemen like to go first, being our esteemed colleagues being on the show tonight?
Okay. Yeah, get me out of the way. That's a good idea.
Oh, well.
Now, because I'm an old person. I pick up old books.
We like that.
We like the old books.
I like old books too. I just picked up 2 old books today. I can't wait to show.
I sometimes think about my backdrop here, and I want nice things to look at. So I picked up an Alex Ross that I really like.
Beautiful.
From the JSA. I was lucky enough to pick up these. I love Iron Fist is one of my favorite characters. I can't explain to you why my favorite characters are my favorite characters. Adam Strange, Iron Fist, Moon Knight. Because they don't always have the best stories, but I just love the idea of them. Although Iron Fist did have a great run with Chris Claremont. So I'll never be able to afford the first appearance of Iron Fist, but I got the second appearance of Iron Fist.
Oh, nice.
And the first, this is going to show up soon, right? Monstroid, he's going to just take off, right?
You say that. There is always a decent chance, especially with some of the characters we've seen appearing in Multiverse of Madness. I mean, the trailer recently came out, so Rintra, the magical minotaur, is going to be in that movie. So Monstroid could, at some point, actually show up in an MCU film.
That'd be nice.
There are no limits at this point.
No limits. Gru might show up. I don't know.
Oh, Gru, that'll be hilarious.
Another Iron Fist.
Oh, nice.
This is the first appearance of Misty Knight.
Yeah.
Nice.
No way.
Has she shown up yet in anything?
Yeah, she was in Luke Cage.
Yeah,
She's in Luke Cage. Okay.
that was great too.
Then Colleen Wing. I think this is the first appearance of Colleen Wing.
Nice.
And now this is the point where you can all laugh at me. I'll go through these quickly.
Haha.
Laugh at me. Get it out of the way. I love.
my brother loves
Nice.
Ricky.
I'm always joking in the chat about Richie Rich, but I do. He's my childhood. Like,
Yeah, Richard is fun.
he was good. He was good capitalism. You know, before capitalism turned all
You know,
bad.
got some Wendy the Witch.
Yeah, before capitalism was bad. Yeah.
I love the fact that there's all these titles with him in it that I didn't even know existed. Like, because they were before, like, kind of even before my time. But they must have had like 1,000 titles. Richie Rich's Money. Richie Rich's Dollar and Cents. Richie Rich's Millions. Yeah, still a millionaire. Like Millions, that seems actually kind of poor now. Like, you'd be slumming it.
Now that I think about it, I feel like a dramatic retooling of Richie Rich could work really well in Riverdale or Archie.
Oh, that would be a crazy crossover.
But he's got to wear the shorts. I mean, come on.
Yes.
Yes,
and he has to have the hair. He's got to have the swoops.
Yes.
He knows what he's doing. He knows Gloria's watching.
It's, hey, why do you have hair like that? And why do you have shorts like that? Well, when you're a goddamn millionaire, you can look however the hell you want.
And my last two, Alex Ross, just again for the wall more than anything. I just thought I love, who doesn't love his
Alex
art?
Ross is great.
That's great.
So those were my pickups, and yeah, they were my little Christmas present to myself.
Ho ho ho.
Yes.
Merry Christmas. Oh, Richie Rich Bitcoin? No way. That's so good.
Richie Rich got rich off Bitcoin. He's a self-made
I
bro.
could, see, that's the dramatic reimagining we need right there. He's the crypto bro.
I would watch that. At least the first episode to see how it goes.
He's a millionaire and ethereal.
All right, new comic books. Who wants to go next? Derek, did you pick up anything?
So caveat: some of these I've been picking up monthly for the last couple of months. I have not caught up with everything that I have picked up the new issues of. If that makes sense. But
neither have we.
Sweet Paprika, number 6. Well, some of us can't be perfect. Sweet Paprika, number 6.
You are right. Ace is perfect.
Avengers Forever, number 1.
Nice.
Because
let me know how that is.
Of Captain Carter right here. Have to support my bae.
I love Captain Carter.
So side note on that first Captain Carter in that issue, she appears on the cover, but not in the book. This is another
now I'm taking it
swordsman.
back.
No, you're going to want to get that issue too.
I'm excited for her ongoing. Wonder Girl number 6.
Fucking love Wonder Girl so much.
The issues I've read of it have been great. The art, stellar. One of the most beautiful books I've seen lately. Teen Titans Academy number 9.
Oh, nice.
Has it gotten better?
I will tell you when I catch up.
Same.
Transformers Beast Wars number 11. Beast Wars is my favorite era of Transformers, and so
Yes.
I have to support this comic. And then Phoenix Song Echo, which is an offshoot of Echo getting Phoenix Force, and I believe Jason Aaron's run on Avengers, and it's been great so far. I really enjoyed it. And that's what I got.
Jason Aaron rules.
Sweet. Who wants to go next? The person with the big, tiny stack ace, or the person with the big, huge, fat, who knows what they got? Comics on the mind.
You could have said big beard, fat beard, but
I love that big fat beard.
my stack is small. So
You want to go next?
I'll go, sure. Unfortunately, I don't have bags and boards yet. Gotta go back tomorrow and get those. But I got some Jason Aaron goodness.
There we go.
51.
Echo with the Phoenix Force trying to cover.
Whoop, whoop. And then I got some Iron Man. I need to catch up on this series, but I've been loving this Iron Man.
Did you read the last issue?
I'm like 5 issues behind, bro. Last one I read was like the annual.
So not to spoil anything, but we wind up hearing something really scary out of Tony Stark, and it's, I can fix it. I can fix everything.
Oh, I remember you were telling me that he's back on that trend.
We hear something scary from Tony Stark. I'm poor now.
It happens every other month.
I had to get a loan from Richie Rich.
Yeah,
The Bitcoin bro.
Bitcoin bro.
I bought some NFTs from him. I don't know if I should have done that.
Here's Wolvie, the only X-Men book that I'm picking up, and I still have not read.
Love that cover.
Yeah.
The covers are great.
I dropped.
I also got Sweet Paprika number 6. I can't wait to read this.
Is that Paprika from Blue's Clues, all grown up?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Sure, why not? Time Before Time, issue number 8. This has been a great series. Cool. Time travel, mafias, different mafias own different timelines. It's crazy.
That's cool.
Time periods, I mean. House of Slaughter, issue number 3. I heard this one's really good. First one was like meh for me. Issue number 2, I still need. It's on my read pile, but I heard number 3 was really good.
I hope it picks up because I only just jumped on that someone killing the children bandwagon.
No, I'm hoping the same thing. That's I agree. And then of course, Batman and Catwoman has been so dope. I don't read a lot of DC, but this has been a great story.
There's going to be a follow-up just called Catwoman.
No, stop it! Don't tell me.
I bet there's going to be a follow-up called Batman too.
Dang. Well, if you read the story, you just don't. Well, let me stop. Anyway,
now see their adventures separate.
Interesting. Batman has too many books out anyway. So, I also picked up a couple of back issues that I needed. I read the first issue, Campisi. This is so good. Dragons and mafia. Oh my, come on! Like you can't pass this up. And
you had me at dragons.
Yeah. I also picked up issue number 3, so I'm about to be reading these tonight. It was first issue was really good. I reread it earlier today, and it was really good. Had to get me a Scotty Young cover. Issue number 2, Black Panther. Of course.
That's so cute.
That's so cute.
I got the regular cover too. So, still need issue number 1, but my shop didn't have it. But I'll eventually pick it up. And then I picked up some back issues. I'm working on my my Defenders run, so I got issue number 19. And then I'm working on Tales to Astonish run. So I picked up issue number 74. We got some Mariner goodness, fighting other Atlantean ties to the crown, all that good stuff.
Yeah, at least we both have Tales to Astonish in our stacks. Only you have a much earlier copy.
What you got? I want to see what you got.
We'll see in a second. I want to see the rest of yours.
That's mine. That's it. That's all I got.
Oh, well, then
I told you it was a small stack.
Ew. Was already in the face.
I can go
Alright.
next if you want to go last.
I can go. I'm already here. So, my babes.
Nice.
Thanks to
girls.
Sandra Cade and Stephanie Brown finally have the series that I have wanted since I was like 10. Also, whoever wants to buy me this $1,200 statue,
Oh
like,
my lord.
like you can do that. Like, I will say like thanks, and that's sweet to you.
Okay. It's yours.
Thank you. You got another one of my babes.
What's up, Dusty?
I will send you a nice thank you letter.
Hey, that's
Got some more of my babies.
Babies.
And statues there again. Again, you can buy this for me.
The thank you letter has to be in cursive, okay?
More statues. Statues
I
on
hate
statues.
cursive writing.
I know.
It's a dying thing.
I got
kids
some
even still learn that?
They don't teach it anymore in school, at least not out in California. I don't think so.
Got some Batwoman from the Dollar Bin.
Ooh, I
Think
should
they're gonna
send you
ever
all
have
my
Ryan Wilder suit up in the comics?
Ooh, that's a great cover.
Is that Frank
That's a
Cho?
great cover.
Actually, good question. Has Ryan Wilder suited up in the
She's
comics?
shown up, but I don't think she's suited up.
Yeah, just in that last issue of Batgirl. Damn.
That's
Ooh, I like
a
that.
gorgeous cover.
Misa.
Who drew that one?
The Batgirl.
No idea.
Was
Was it
It's
Frank
very-
Avila?
It can't be, but it's very Darwin Cook-esque.
I thought it was Frank. Is it? Am I getting the name right? Frank Cho? CHO?
No, you got
Darwin
the
motorcycle?
you got the name. The artist.
I like-
Cho's work.
Don't see any name, but that's
I'll take credit
person's
then. It's mine.
signature.
I did.
Yep. Michael did it. Michael also drew this.
Yeah, that was hard to get the numbers right.
Versatile.
I kept leaving out 7. I don't know why.
Hey, Planet, I tipped my mailman just yesterday.
No, that's
Show
awesome.
too.
Leave them
Yeah,
dry
I need to
from
Taylor.
vault.
She's awesome.
Been looking for this for a while. I don't remember why I wanted to read it, but I never found number 1, and so I did, and I got it.
It's a cool looking cover.
What's that
Yeah.
series called? Bloom?
Bloom?
What's it about?
No idea.
Okay.
No idea. I think I saw one of the covers a while ago, and I was like, "Oh, it's pretty," and then I wanted it, but I never found number 1. Got
That's
that.
Darwin.
And then
Ooh, shiny.
shiny.
Shiny, shiny.
This cover of Finger Guns I've been looking for like a year and a half.
Oh my god, I need that one. Yes.
So pretty.
You need to continue finger guns.
I know. I have that one though. I got that one. That's so great.
And I got some Future State stuff just for the covers.
Nice.
It was in the Dollar Bin. My babe. And my babe.
Oh,
And
you're
guess who's next? My babe.
Baby.
nice.
Baby.
Oh my god. Getting Dizzy from Boombox is so adorable.
Oh, I like the cover.
It's like this girl, she's trying to like roller skate, and then like she gets these like these little alien things come, and she has to like save the world because only she can see them.
That's becoming popular again. Skating.
Yeah.
It's a lot of people skating out here.
Harley
A great
Quinn.
Nothing
kazoo.
wrong with that.
Kazoo?
Again, if you
Nice.
want to buy me this statue.
Did you hear the
Oh.
rumor that Wonder Woman might be in Shazam 2?
No, really?
I love
Yeah,
that.
it's a very big rumor right now, which
Dang,
I could believe it happening with who the villains are.
Oh
Who's the
yeah, I
villain?
can't wait.
They're 3 goddesses, played by
One of them's Helen
Mirren.
Mirren.
Yeah, and one other. I can't remember.
I only knew who one of them was, and we all know why. Human remains. This is the little alien dude that will kill you if you show emotion.
And what do you need?
Probably a good fuck.
Not anymore. I'm asexual. Got
I'm dying here.
room from Vault. Purgatory. I got a special
Oh, that's
variant
cool
of
looking.
Lunar Rune.
That's cool design.
I think I just finished the first half, and now it's all kind of
Connectivity to
fall
decent.
over. There we go. Nope. There we not go. There we go.
Don't destroy the comics.
Okay.
Says the guy who ran over his with a car.
Accurate.
The Rush from Bolt. So I haven't read this. It's set in like 1899, I think. And
What's that full title?
The Hungry Earth reddens under snow-clad hills.
Love it.
Rush.
I love the full sentences are becoming titles.
Very few and an apple of them.
It's because there's so very few 1-2 word titles left. Now you need a sentence.
Those light novels in Japan has done it for a long time.
Oh yeah.
Radio Apocalypse. Some more Radio Apocalypse. Then got some Vagrant Queen from Vault.
Nice.
Another Vagrant Queen. And another Vagrant Queen. And another one. And another one. Then Wasted Phase.
I will buy that series.
I'll write that series.
I will take credit for drawing that series.
Witchblood.
Nice.
Finally found the 1 in 25 or 1 in 15. 1 in 15. I don't have the 1 in 25. Never mind. Then Witchblood. Witchblood.
Hey, Chaos.
Witchblood. My babe.
Yay.
That's a 2.
And my babe. Again.
Yara
Yoda.
is wonderful.
Do you want 2 just in case one breaks?
I want 7.
Okay.
I just
Love
love this
that cover.
cover.
That's
I
great.
love it. She looks like she could kill me, and I love that, you know?
That reminds me of my workout today.
Death by Snoo Snoo. It's the only way to go.
Yes.
Found this in the dollar bin. I have no
gorgeous
doubt
cover.
Ace would fucking kill the series title. Fuck.
Accurate.
World of Darkness, Crimson Fall,
Newbie is wonderful too.
Safe Sex Volume 2. I was reading this when it came out in single issues.
That's a cool cover.
So good. And then it's not coming out in issues anymore. It's coming out in graphic novels. But it's like Handmaid's Tale, kind of, but set around sex workers and like queer folks. Oh, amazing.
So it's not having sex with safes and vaults. Okay, got it.
I mean, they're sex workers, and that's your kink. I'm sure they could make that happen.
A heist on a chastity belt.
And, Wonder Woman Historia, the B cover. I just loved it
Oh, yeah.
so much.
I got his story recently too, but I need to read it. Only reason why I didn't make my best of is because I haven't read it yet.
Yeah, I need to pick that up too.
Sarah and the Royal Stars.
Nice.
Ooh, that Wonder Woman
Wonder Woman.
72 cover.
Yeah. And then my last one is my favorite thing I've gotten in a while, and it is a Tank Girl homage
No.
from Radio Apocalypse. And that's all I got for y'all. Stop showing my face.
Great list.
Okay, so I guess I am the last one, and I want to personally say hello, Rose Gray. We're not going to ignore you in the chat. We're going to keep talking about you. So, what does everybody know about Rose Gray? No, we're not going to do that. We're not evil around here. Or at least I'm not.
All the
I'm
best
just the
roses are
worst.
gray.
All the best roses are gray. So, here are the books that I wound up picking up this week. Over here, it's a big stack for Marvel, smaller one for DC because I'm really trying to cut down on DC this coming year. And there was not much that came out from the indies over at my shop, so I didn't wind up getting House of Slaughter or anything this week. So let's start with these first. And I'm going to change camera because I just got my new computer in this week. So let's see how that looks. This should be funny. Hey, everybody.
Hot.
I love it.
Dutch angle. I love it.
Here is.
Oh, nice. Holy crap.
This is
Nice.
the cover B, and the cover B was all that I could wind up picking up today.
Thought you gave up on Spawn.
I am trying to give up on Spawn. I need someone that will take all of my Spawn. Do you know anyone that'll take all of my Spawn? Here's
Michael
Righteous
will.
Thirst for Vengeance.
I need to send you a YouTube channel that went over everything Spawn ever created for Spawn. It was a whole saga. It's great.
Spawn, I'm a little spawned out. There's way too many titles. I don't even read the main one because I am completely and utterly lost. So those were just the indies. I should have picked up a lot more indies. I usually pick up more indies.
I'm
but they just
shocked.
weren't available. So here we go. DC Comics. Here is Batman and the Imposter. This one came out a couple weeks ago, but
That cover.
it is based off of the new movie, or at least that is what the artwork's going to look like. So, might as well take a look at that. This is Batman Catwoman.
Ooh, what?
Yeah, this
That
one.
variant, bro.
This is the Jim Lee cover, so of course I would have
damn.
on Jim Lee.
That's
Hey, Ricardo,
great.
I heard you're moving,
Mickey!
man. I'm gonna miss you, bro. And I
you're
can't believe I
moving.
called you bro. It just shows I've been watching too much Hawkeye, but I'm gonna miss you, man.
Come on, bro. bro.
Now here is Catwoman, the new issue with Jim.
It's
Oh,
such a
beautiful.
beautiful
That's a
cover.
great cover.
I love anything that has light coming from the background.
Yeah.
Illumination
Yeah.
from behind. Always my favorite kind of
There's
art.
two things I like about that cover.
And one of them's the light.
Sure, the light.
The
We'll
other's
just
the
go with that.
lettering.
The light.
The barcode. That's it.
So this has a first appearance in it. This one has a first appearance of a female version of somebody that blew up a couple years ago, then he died, and now is back in Fortnite Batman. But it's
What?
the female Batman who laughs, so we have the Batwoman that laughs.
What?
Yeah, I don't know if we really needed that, but here it is. Legends of the Dark Knight, issue number 8. I'll pick that up to issue 12. It's just way too much Batman. But you can never have too much Nightwing by Tom Taylor.
I've heard it's really good.
That was
It
a
is
good
so
You
good.
are funny, dude.
All the
Yes,
covers
we're
are
not-
so good.
Now, I didn't get the cover B because we didn't have
Ooh, that is
cover B.
nice.
But look at this cover A.
It's so
I love
good.
it.
Gorgeous.
That's a nice cover.
That's Canadian. Cover A.
Now, this is a back issue. Yeah, that one's the cover A. The cover B is what I'm going to be looking for, hopefully next week. This is a back issue pickup. It's the origin of Harley Quinn. I'm going to need an issue number 6. This is kind of where we find out how she got a little bit of superpowers, stamina, extra strength, and
Was it
then they
Joker
retconned
gas?
it again. I'm sorry?
Was it choker gas?
Probably Joker gas of some sort, but I think she fell in a vat of acid, maybe.
No.
No, but it's no in the
Was she
chat.
wearing a red hood? For a
I
chance?
love the Vat of Acid episode.
All right, last DC book. This is
Oh, I
Tom
love
King.
that.
Oh, nice.
Now, the artist on this, he's done a few comics that really blew up. They're like 1 in 50, 1 in 100 variants. I love this cover.
We need
Even
to
if I
catch up
don't,
with World of Tomorrow.
even if I don't get around to reading that series, just the cover alone is great. Now, I'm going to show 2 covers because they're oversized. This is by Jock. And
Oh, I saw that today.
I would
So
get this
good.
just for the art alone because Jock is one of the great artists working today in comics. Yeah, this is going to be a fun little read.
Yeah, love the prestige format.
Now, this has been another great story so far. I can't wait to finally read issue 2 of Catwoman Lonely City.
So that's such a cool cover.
Huh, I never heard of
love
this
that
series.
All right.
I'm missing
Here we
out on
go.
so many Black
The
Label.
Marvel.
Let's do it.
Stacks on stacks.
All
Stacks
Marvel.
forever.
Yeah, even when I set it down, it has a small little earthquake
The
happening.
all stacks assembled.
Get a glass of water.
Here we go. So, Spider-Man, the new issue.
Love
This is
that.
he's not Spider-Man, it's Ben Reilly as Spider-Man. So it's Spider Clone Volume 3, I guess. But we have an awesome looking villains cover.
Love
And
it.
they're doing this for all the covers this
Oh,
month.
nice.
So I will be getting all of them in case, they wind up making it a regular villain. This is going to become an iconic cover for years to come. This is
Yeah.
I
a
like the
Hornets
blinder
cover.
covers. Yeah.
Love this.
Would have been better for
There's
Daredevil.
a few
to have
others
one.
for other series too. There's a
Daredevil
Ghost Rider
would've been
one
good.
and another one.
Just like that last one that we wound up having by, who was it? The Web Spider-Man. Who was the artist that did that? It was like a side profile.
Yeah, I don't know the artist. I know the one you're talking about because they did
Should be the
1,000
artist
different
name.
ones.
Yeah, like 50,000 prints.
Yeah, it'll come to me. It's been like 3 printings, Virgin variants.
I have the
They all
second
go
and
for
third
50
print.
Planet
Wow.
Arizona says Gleason. So Patrick
Gleason,
Gleason.
Patrick Gleason. Thank you so
Oh, yeah.
much. All right, so here we go. Avengers number 51. And along with
Nice.
that cover, the villains variant.
Ooh, nice.
Love it.
Here's Avengers Forever, issue number 1.
Nice.
Black Panther regular cover A, issue number 2.
It's great.
Very
The
nice.
this is probably my favorite Villains of the Month cover, but it's not my favorite cover that came out this week. Here's the Villains cover for Black
nice.
Panther.
That.
That is badass. I hope that becomes a real character.
It looks like a cross between Black Panther and
No
Sabretooth.
guys. Yeah. Tip of the hat to you. And oh, cool. You just got the Carnage Gleason slab back. Did you get a 9.8 or 9.6? And if it's a 9.6, I'm sorry. Unless that's what you wanted, in which case, congratulations. I don't know. I don't slab my books. Here is the cover A. I hope it's a good story because I did buy the cover B. This is, for me, the cover of the week over on, I believe it's comicbookinvest.com or maybe Comic Book Resource, one of those websites. This was their cover of the week, and I looked at it in person and went, you know what? I agree. Cover B.
Oh, the
This
Darkhold Spider-Man.
Oh, I like
is
that.
some amazing looking artwork.
Jeez. Is that Mary Jane?
That looks like Mary Jane.
Is that Aunt May?
It does look like her.
Who's the guy? I can't really tell. Do you know?
It looks like the guy at the
Interesting.
bottom is Jameson.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it
yeah.
is,
I see
yeah.
the mustache now.
Yeah.
Either Jameson or Hitler.
I hope y'all watched
Oh.
Hawkeye because
Yep.
don't think they're going to be doing this in the Hawkeye or Echo TV show. Just saying. Now, picked up some back issues. So here we're going to jump to Fantastic Four. This is
I love
love
that cover.
that.
Yeah, that's a great run.
I'm slowly picking it up bit by bit by bit.
Yeah, I have that
Nice.
one. Yeah, that's
Origin of Doctor Doom.
I need to read this run of Fantastic Four still.
great. I love that cover.
I just need to finish picking them up first. So for the people early, Air Spider did in fact get a 9.8. Way to go, sir. You get the golf clap around here. It was a pre-order. It was a price of the slab. Yeah, that's worth it
Yeah.
for $50, I guess. Here is.
I love that cover.
Wonderful.
This is the issue that winds up having the Invisible Girl get titled Invisible Woman. About time when you're over the age of 21, you probably shouldn't be calling them girl. Just saying.
I've been on a big John Byrne She-Hulk kick lately. Really
It's John Travolta. I love the.
I'm almost done with She-Hulk. In fact, I even read a She-Hulk, which helps because She-Hulk appears a few times in Fantastic Four.
Well, she's like a She's like a teammate now.
In fact, this is the issue here that they don't want to use the Human Torch anymore because some kid wound up saying, "Hey, I want to be just like Johnny," and he sets himself on fire.
No!
I think I've heard about this story.
Stop!
It was in the media. This was a famous story. I forgot about it until my dealer John over at Miami Fresh Comics.
His dealer,
you can find him on Instagram, and he's telling me about the story. And I'm just with my mask on and everything. You can just see my jaw hanging down.
Dang.
Man.
So here's a She-Hulk that I was missing, issue number 11.
I love that cover.
I actually read the original She-Hulk run, all of it this year, and I should have put it as a honorable mention. I enjoyed it.
I'm going to finish it.
I need the last couple issues.
Hawkeye, issue number 2, Kate Bishop. This is the B cover.
Oh, nice.
I thought it was going to be a villains, but it looks still pretty damn pretty. Now, I probably should stop doing a lot of these variant covers because it's running out of room, as you can see.
More variant covers just need to be main covers.
Yeah.
What is happening on that cover?
Magic.
Cover B.
Whoa! No.
He's Doc Ock now.
Awesome.
That is great.
He could just build it into the suit anyway. He doesn't need to change his name. This was a cool runner-up of cover of the week.
I saw that cover.
I
That's
love
great.
that. Is that a Peach Momoko cover?
I don't think so. I could be
Kind of looks like
wrong.
their watercolor
I
style.
think it's Mundo.
Okay.
Let us know in the chat. Who is the cover artist on Kang, issue 5?
Salvador Dali.
Oh, Iron Octopus.
Salvador Dali.
Here's the mail call. I picked Iron Octopus. I like that. This is a mail call that just came in this week. I'm trying to round out my Deathlock collection. So here is the first appearance of Screaming Mimi along with Titania, the first Titania.
Nice.
The Thing! Big Ram!
It was like a $20 pickup. I don't mind doing it.
$20? Make you want to holler?
The things that I'm looking for right now, and I probably shouldn't tell people because then I wind up having to pay more for it later. Doctor Strange, number 61, 62, and 67. Why?
I wonder why.
So Blade is in those issues. I have 60 because that's the one that Monica shows up with Scarlet Witch. They're dealing with the Darkhold. But when Blade meets Doctor Strange in issue 61 for the first time, these are now going to be the last issues he appears in for the next 10 years. He doesn't appear again until Marvel Comics presents, I think, issue 62 or something, 69. And it's been 10 years since you see him until Doctor Strange 67. That is the final time you see him. That's why I'm looking for them. I don't see Peaches Sig.
Air Spider said it's Del Mundo.
I was right. Del Mundo. Awesome. Here is the Ms. Marvel limited series, first issue of 5.
This one came out today, right?
Just today.
Yeah.
I didn't go heavy on the variant covers on that one because miniseries, why not an ongoing? You don't think she can carry it? She's great. Just put her G. Willow Wilson back.
I think they're just getting people prepared for.
I'm sure she'll get an ongoing next year.
Right. Now here's the thing. Let me bring you a little closer.
Oh no, too close.
So
therapy session time.
This is comic therapy, right? So let's get into it. We know that Ms. Marvel is not going to be her traditional stretchy self.
I know. I'm so sad.
They're deciding to go, let's just say, another route. And that another route is to turn her into Green Lantern with these bands.
Ms. Marvel has a Scotty Young? What?
Yeah, well, these bands that she wears, they're going to be like Green Lantern things. And she no longer stretches. Because, we haven't introduced Mr. Fantastic yet.
Yeah, I feel like that's what they're waiting for, and I think it's dumb.
And they screwed up the Inhumans, too, so...
Yeah, well, I don't think Feige's going to take credit for that one.
Please reboot him. I love the Inhumans.
Yeah, I don't want another reboot. But here's been a great series this year. This is Moon Knight by Jed Mckay.
It's a great cover.
Now, this is a good cover until you see the Raza cover. If you see this guy's name on anything, you don't even have to hear what the title is. You just go, Raza, I'll take it. But I didn't tell you what it was. Just shut up and take it. The Raza cover for Moon Knight.
Yeah, 6. Love it.
This is one of the villains Reign variants, so this could be another character that might appear later on or never.
It's so gorgeous.
It's awesome. Now, I got the issue 9 earlier this year. As I've been telling people, if you're trying to pick up your first appearances, stay away from the cis hetero white men because they're probably not going to be cast for a movie. Marvel, specifically Disney, wants to diversify. They want to get the most amount of people of color, all types of people from around the world in movies. You should be throwing a little bit of money into some White Fox. He's Puerto Rican, the first Puerto Rican comic book superhero in Marvel. This is
White
his second appearance in a comic.
Oh, yeah. White Fox in the sheets, White Tiger in the streets.
Oof.
I like that.
I like that White Fox that's kind of been blowing up lately. Oh, so hey, Kirk. Remember how I said I've been looking for some of these Tales to Astonish, and I'm piecing them together very slowly. I just got the one that had Maurice Severin. Well, here's the issue that comes before. This is the first time that the Silver Surfer appears in another comic book that was not Fantastic Four. Final page, and then the next issue is that famous cover of the Surfer and the Hulk. Here is Venom, issue number 2, cover A. Now, this is one I don't ever see actually happening. It's just a cool looking cover. It's the leader as Venom.
I actually like that, though. I quite like
the
that.
leader. How's that series been? I haven't read it.
It's okay. So we have Ram V and Al Ewing both writing the series. I think this new issue is written by Hitch, so it's not even written by the main people. I was thinking that at some point, like issue 6, issue 8, at some point they would branch off and we'd have one Venom series focusing on Eddie and another focusing on Dylan. But now seeing this guy Hitch, which I'm guessing it's Brian Hitch and Ram's working on it, I don't know what they're doing. They're just throwing stuff against the wall, seeing what works. Wastelanders, issue number 1 of Hawkeye.
Ooh, I wanted to get that.
If y'all been reading Strange Academy, in the very last issue, you wound up having at the back of the book all the different future and alternate realities that these students should not be visiting. And one of those realities they named explicitly, which was from Old Man Hawkeye, they're calling this universe the Wastelanders. This is the first.
I wondered if it was connected to the Old Man averse.
Old Man Stanley. No, Wolverine. Logan. Old Man Logan. Sword is getting canceled. It's unfortunate, but it's Al Ewing, and Al Ewing reminds me of that scene in Back to the Future when Marty McFly is just cranking away, playing that awesome not heavy metal, but it's rock and roll, and everybody in the audience from 1960s is just, because confusion looks so much better with your mouth open and your head tilted. He finishes the song. This might not be for you guys. It might be a little ahead of your time, but trust me, your kids will love it. That's Al Ewing. Wait a generation. He's going to be considered one of the greats. Final issue of the night. This is Trial of Magneto. I don't know if this is the final issue, if there's one more, but I'm trying to finish out my X-Men because there's way too much X-Men. I'm dropping Excalibur. I'm dropping every single title that's X, with the exception of regular X-Men, just to see where they're going with this, because it feels like it's so loose now that why do I even bother? Which is why it would not even register in my top 100 anymore. I do apologize, Marvel, but that's where we are when we're talking about X-Men these days. So, does anybody else have anything that they want to promote for their channels, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, anything coming up this next week over the course of,
Not this week.
Well, I want to thank you for having me on. It's great to see you guys. I want to thank Rob, Ace, Lady Fantastic, Comics on the Mind, everybody who does this channel. It's been great therapy for me every week, and I really appreciate just watching it. And thanks for having me on at the end of the year. You guys are
Thanks for
great.
watching.
Hell yeah.
Thank you so much,
And
Michael.
thank you for having me on as well. It's a lot. It was a ton of fun. This kind of atmosphere, talking to other fans like this is really great, and I really enjoy it.
And that's why we do this show from week in, week out. We like having other people that are into the same stuff we are, stuff that's not the same stuff that we're into, so we get exposed to more comic books, more opportunities to learn about things that we wouldn't have known otherwise. Anything coming up on your channel, Comics on the Mind?
Not this week. Not that I can think of. If so, I'll post something on the IGs and let people know.
All right. And I know that Ace, no more channel, but anything going on the Twitter sphere?
No, please do not perceive me.
Good to know. And with that, we're going to
Are you
close
real
out
and
the show
not
today.
real?
Not a real person. Not
Are you in
real
purgatory?
whatsoever. Ethereal, a story reader, and a storyteller. Now, I do want to tell the people that wind up watching our show week in, week out, we thank you so much for watching us, whether it's live, the replay viewers. You make this show happen. We had a very interesting year this year. We've lost people, we've gained people, we've made good friends, we've lost a few friends, but we've also had some great creators, people that have put on Kickstarters, people like down here, Derek Crow. We want to promote these people. We want to promote people that are putting out great content that they put their heart and soul and time, energy into. It deserves a look at. There's a lot more out there than just Marvel and DC. And we want to thank those creators. And this is going to sound like the Oscars, so I'm going to do this quick. And hopefully y'all get a chance to hear it. So the people that were on our show this year, and we want to thank you. We want to thank Doug Wood, Corey De La Guardia, David Andre, Tim Daniel, Tom Payer, Kwanzaa Osajafo, Eric Grissom, Will Perkins, Eric Palicki, Maddie, Melanie, and Omar from Near Mint Condition, Henry Barajas. These are all people at the beginning of the year. Howard Wong, Josh Stafford, Quinn McGowan, Erica Schultz, Tony Fleeks, and Trisha Forstner. We got the people from Stray Dogs. Darren G. Davis, Tyler Chintanner, Philip Miara, Daniel Caliban, David Avalone, John Lazar, Nander Fox Schaefer, Chris Benamati. Let's see here. Bobby Singer, Tim Stalinsky, George Santiago Jr., Dave Baker, Mr. Derek Crow, he's here with us. David Pepos, Luxiva, and the Webtoons. Frankie White, Leslie Julian, Doug Wood, Brian Flint, Martheus Wood, Michael S. Katz, attorney who has done so much for the people that have been writing on the line over there waiting for their comics to be released. Gavin Smith, Adam Garan, Liana Congas, Matt Sumo, Peter Collins, Casey Allen, Dan Price, Kirsten Hara, Jeremiah Espinoza, Jay Shake, Clayton McCormick, Alair Rassikat, Tobin Rassikat, Marcus Patton, Grant Stoy, Brent Fisher, and Michelle Abonder. We thank you all so much for appearing on our show. 2022 is going to be a great experience, a fun time. We're going to pick up a lot of comics. We're going to learn a lot of stuff. We're going to see a ton of new comics come out. We're going to see a lot of new names. We're going to see a lot of new faces and a lot of new movies and TV shows. And we want to thank everybody that has made it possible from the beginning of history of comics to today. Thank you for joining us for Not Near Mint. This has been episode 123. We're going to play ourselves out. And just remember, everybody at home, that we love you just the way you are. We'll see you next week. And next week's episode is going to be a pretty good one because we're going to show our best comic book pickups of 2020. Yeah, 2021. That sounds about right? All right. Good night, everybody. We love you. Goodbye. Where is it? I can't find it. Merry Christmas!
Thanks for tuning in. If you want to see this episode again, along with a catalog of back episodes and issues, surf on over to Not Near Mint on YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe and hit that bell for notifications. Rob Wurst, Lady Fantastic, Miracleman, Comics on the Mind, Ace, and Whack Comics will be back next week. New Comic Book Wednesday, 10 p.m. Eastern Time on Not Near Mint. And remember,